Hello fans, hell, it is a great time to be a Star Wars fan. For me, I am, let's look at that clock. I am 25 hours and, 25 hours, 22 minutes away from seeing The Force Awakens. Hell, something fans have been waiting for since 1983, 2005, whatever. You've been waiting for this moment and we are finally here. All the hype is real, it's gotten to me, and it is about time that we start acting on it. So, I plan to do a 4-part series of The Force Awakens reviews and stuff. So, part 1 is this, my predictions for the movie. Part 2 is my initial first thoughts from after I've seen the film. Part 3 is it'll be a few weeks later, it'll be once things have settled down, let's try and take a non-biased look at it, although that'll be pretty hard not to do. And then part 4 will be the release when the Force Awakens comes out on home media. I will use that, and I will do an official full-out review. What I plan to do with the other prequels, or with the other Star Wars films. I tried to do them in lead up to The Force Awakens, but my equipment decided to take a dump and malfunction on me. So I do apologize for that. So those massive uploads I previously promised you, I will get them to you eventually, I promise. What I will probably instead do is a lead up to The Force Awakens home media release. But enough of that. Let's get right into the moment. So, part 1 of the Star Wars The Force Awakens Darth Momo's thoughts. Force Awakens predictions. This is Darth Momo's channel. Oh, you probably can't even see me now. Crap, I thought that worked, but oh well. Hello fans, let's talk about some predictions I have for The Force Awakens and lead up to the hype. So, one of my predictions, my first one, so J.J. Abrams has stated there will be a massive plot, well not necessarily massive, but there will be a big plot twist involving Luke. Theories have pointed towards, many fans have thought that he is going to go to the dark side. My thoughts? Luke Skywalker is dead. He has become one with the Force. And he is a Force ghost. And that's why he has been held from promotional material, because if he was shown, that would obviously give away the fact that he's dead. Of course, I hope that he is still alive and well, that he has his green lightsaber and he's hanging around in exile with R2-D2 with his Alec Guinness-like beard. But that's what I'm guessing it's going to lead up to. My second prediction, Jedi Master Yoda will appear. As we've seen in Return of the Jedi, Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi, Jedi Master Yoda, and Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker have joined with the Force. And as we were told in Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, Qui-Gon Jinn had also become one with the Force. While having him come back, Liam Neeson doesn't necessarily really fit well, since he wasn't involved throughout the original trilogy. We can't necessarily have Obi-Wan back, because Sir Alec Guinness is unfortunately dead. May the Force be with you, Sir Alec Guinness. Hayden Christensen, well, that pissed just about every original trilogy fan off. But Jedi Master Yoda, not only is it possible that we can do that, because he's a puppet, but because of how that fits into the story. Not only is Luke the skilled master, but having the wise Jedi Master, they're like leader for a millennium, teach and guide the future generation makes perfect sense. While he wouldn't be all over the film, having a brief cameo or so would make sense and possibly work. My third prediction, something that has been led up to massively and hinted at so much since Force Awakens was first announced, is that someone will die. Not just an extra, a main character. I do not want anyone to die, but it may be what is necessary for the franchise to move on, as well as establish that the stakes are high. It wants to be made that the First Order is a real threat. What a better way to do that than to kill off someone because of that, a main character. My primary guess is it will be none other than Captain Han Solo. And I would shed a tear if our old smuggler friend died. My second guess is that it would be Finn, newcomer. My guess is, from what we've seen, is that he is going to go up against Kylo Ren. Now, let's see. A rogue stormtrooper who's had some minimal hand-to-hand combat training, or a skilled Knight of Ren, who's skilled in the dark side, and is going up against this guy with some very impressive lightsaber training. My guess, that would be when could possibly be Finn's death. And my third guess, Chewbacca. Yes, I would probably my face would be in tears, sobbing if Chewbacca died. And that has been the speculation ever since that one shot in the third and final trailer. Well, that's what they said it was going to be, but we got 2 more. Hey, I'm not complaining. But I'm just guessing, and it is in that order my thoughts of who would die, but those are the 3 I'm guessing will die, or one of them will die, in that order. My fourth prediction, it will follow the current thing, kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Traditions of the saga. It will have an opening crawl. It will open with the traditional music, and it will span down after the crawl, or pan down into space. And it will at least feature one use of the words, "I have a bad feeling about this," and it will have at least one use of the Wilhelm scream. You can't do Star Wars without that. You just can't. My fifth prediction, that Rey, newcomer, is the daughter of Han Solo and Princess Leia, or now she's known as General Leia. Oh, yeah. I'm just gonna know her as Princess Leia. That's what we all know her as. It's probably a given that they're related. Yeah. My sixth prediction. Rey will be the newcomer of the trilogy to become the Jedi, and become the Jedi of the trilogy. In the prequel trilogy, our main Jedi character was Anakin Skywalker. In the original trilogy, our main Jedi character was Luke Skywalker. And my guess is it will be Rey in the sequel trilogy. I mean, especially if she's the daughter of Leia, she would have Force abilities. My seventh prediction. Starkiller Base will not be destroyed. Think of it. We had our grand finale of A New Hope, which makes sense. Beat the bad guys. They did. Then Return of the Jedi kind of partially repeated that by bringing back the Death Star and blowing it up. Now, if they did that again, blowing up, or ending Starkiller Base, that would kind of be repeatish of A New Hope. Possibly a little too lazy. Don't know. Plus, it has yet to hear a weakness that we know of. I mean, it's pretty much just an ice planet. What are you going to do? Destroy the planet? Yeah, I didn't think so. Ooh. This legitimately just came to my head. What if the only way to destroy it is if because they still have the Death Star readout, what if they built a Death Star to destroy Starkiller Base? Because it is an ice planet. Huh, that is very interesting. That just came to my head. Everything else I've had written out and planned out, but that just came to my head. That is quite interesting. Anybody who watches this and happens to have a featured channel, give me a shout out if I'm correct. My eighth prediction, Boba Fett will not appear. Now, do I believe that Boba Fett survived the Sarlacc pit in episode 6? Hell yeah. But will we see him in The Force Awakens? Probably not. We didn't need to see Boba Fett as a child. We don't need to see him in his old age either. Personally, doing that, unless they could find some way to really wove that into the... I mean, even if they did wove it into the plot, unless it made perfect, absolute sense, bringing Boba Fett back would just be fan service. That's what it was in the prequel trilogy, and that's what it'll be in the sequel trilogy. My ninth prediction. Poe Dameron and Finn will become good friends like Han.
A Jedi.
This shot here it kind of looks like, that kind of look like how he pats him on the shoulder and stuff. They're possibly going to become good friends, such as Han and Luke did, Anakin and Obi-Wan. Although that latter wasn't necessarily written well. But that's my guess, is they're going to become good friends and good duo. And my 10th prediction, the Force ghosts of Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi will not appear. Well, I kind of mentioned that part previously before in this video, but yeah, that's what I firmly believe. That will probably be the case. My 11th prediction, it probably won't be the best Star Wars film. Now, don't get me wrong, I have complete faith in J.J. Abrams and his team and the actors and everybody, that they will make this a pretty good film. Yes, I believe it will be one of the best Star Wars films, but in my personal opinion, not because it's my favorite, because it's my second favorite, but I believe, just looking at it from a scope, a non-biased scope, The Empire Strikes Back will probably remain the best Star Wars film for time to come. I mean, nothing can top I Am Your Father. And my 12th prediction, Finn and Kylo Ren will be unconnected characters. Well, it's pretty much a given that Rey is probably going to be related to Han Solo and Leia, or at least Han Solo. My guess is that Finn and Kylo Ren will be newcomers. Now, Finn, if he ended up being related to Mace Windu, Zara Leonis from Rebels, Lando Calrissian, or being the daughter of Han and Sana Solo, as we kind of found out, then too we found out about him in a Marvel comic, it wouldn't completely surprise me, and it wouldn't necessarily be, I wouldn't be against it either. I mean, but my personal thought is that he's going to be unconnected and a newcomer. And same with Kylo Ren. While there have been theories out there that he and Rey are siblings and they're related to Han or Luke, my guess is probably not, and I hope that he is not. I want it to be a brand new villain, unconnected before in the saga. At least not a Skywalker. Actually, yeah, I take that back. I want it to be a completely new villain. Someone who knows of the past and is very obsessed with Vader, and that's what I hope. I hope he's not Darth Vader's grandchild. My 13th prediction, the prequels won't be retconned, but they won't be mentioned either. J.J. Abrams has stated when writing this, he wrote it with only the original trilogy being canon. But yet, when Disney bought the films, it is declared that the only current canon stuff is the Clone Wars and the 6 Star Wars films. Now, do I think J.J. is going to be actively retconning the prequel trilogy? Probably not. That would just be fan service. But mention them in either? Well, I mean, in universe, it makes sense not to. The events that were depicted in those films were about 65 years ago. Besides R2-D2 and C-3PO, and anybody who's become one with the Force, and I mean Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Yoda, they're not really aware of what's gone on. I mean, everybody was just Chewbacca, of course, but they're not really aware of, those events that necessarily play a big part. Now, while they may be mentioned once or twice, such as, the Clone Wars and the downfall of the Republic were heavily they were heavily affected for the galaxy. But while it's going to be referencing it, no. The current characters in the current struggle will probably be only need to have references to the original trilogy, as that's what we're forming from, which makes sense. The original trilogy has made reference to the events of the prequel trilogy, and the sequel trilogy do the same. My 14th prediction, Han and Leia are not a couple anymore. And this is where the hate mail flows. While, yeah, I may have said that they have a child together, 30 years have gone by. It is possible that they had a child, and then things didn't necessarily work out after that. And that may be the case, and it's probably true. And that would be a little unfortunate. Yeah, I'd like to see Han and Leia together, but we're in a galaxy where, things aren't necessarily always going to be happy ever after. That's the way it should probably be. And my 15th and final prediction, it's going to be fucking epic. And that's all I've got for you guys. Tune into my next video. Darth Momo, out! Go ahead, if you liked the video, click on that subscribe button. Subscribe to more of the channel, more Star Wars bits, upcoming features. And always go ahead, hit that like button and comment. Thank you.